Credit to Colorado. Colorado's a really good team. They they have a team that's a core that's been together for a long time, and they had success last year. I think they're even better this year than last year, and they're tough to play against. Sharad's a handful in transition. Frida, you got to know at all times where she is, and I think that they had some really good players. Number 4, Smith, off the bench, really hurt us. And they just did some little things a little bit better than we did, and just credit to them because they're a very good team, and they definitely took the game from us because we had 8-point lead in the fourth quarter. They put that zone on, and it really had us a little bit stagnant. So credit to them on the good win, and I'm proud of our players for the way they fought. We had 7 players, a tall order, not one post player, sub on the bench. So I thought that people were in different positions, but they did everything I asked. And they tried their best. Now I'm just talking to them about just small things, like the backdoor cuts in the fourth quarter really hurt us. The lack of boxing out and the offensive rebounds really hurt us, but you correct those things. I told Brea, it does not come down to that shot. She had a good look because we said the slip would be open if Caitlin wasn't open, whether against man or zone. And she got a look, and 9 times out of 10, she can make that. She didn't today, but she's going to get many more of those. But it's never that wins or loses a game. It's the backdoor cut in the fourth quarter. You take away one of those, you win the game. So I think those little things and letting her understand that she was close. She felt bad for missing it. And I said, hey, you're going to have a lot of shots like that in your career, a lot more.
When a team goes zone on you, do you think players have it too much in their minds that they have to get threes to get them out of it?
Typically, no, and typically we don't. I think what made it harder was we didn't always have 2 posts. So I think when you're when you're running like a movement, like their zone is really high. So in the past, we had a lot of success by going low, bringing the zone down. Well, going low to a post player, then you have a guard cutting. So it's not as effective with some of the action. I thought that we held the ball a lot. So a lot of times they were trapping on the wing, and we were holding the ball. So 2 passes out of a trap, you're going to get an open shot. So we never got to that ball reversal. And I think we just Kaylin held the ball a little bit. As Mary wasn't popping out, we weren't ever getting to our movement. So the ball was super stagnant and really high, like this far above the 3-point line. So you can't do that. And I think they did a good job. I mean, Colorado, credit to them. Their defense, it was aggressive. It was zone. They're big, and it was high. So they took us out of our rhythm. But I think us seeing film and learning where the spaces are and the gaps are, we have to. And we just have to do a better job.
What's going on with Isis that she didn't play today?
Yeah, she's probably going to be out a couple more days. I don't anticipate her playing tomorrow. She could, but not probable. But she'll be back next week. So she would be back for the next game, barring nothing else happen. So.
Is she in concussion protocol?
Yeah, she is. That's just a process. So if you have any signs of any headache or any blurred vision or anything, even if some people I have a headache right now, but any kind of symptom, you're going to be held out and put in protocol. So then you just can't get out of it in 2 days. It takes like a week, because then you have to have so many contact practices. So if you think like the week is so short, you wouldn't have enough days to play the next game if it's fast, because you'd have to have multiple. You go off your baseline, then you get tested, then you have a few like non-contact, then you have to have a contact before you can be released. So we couldn't get to the contact yet, even though she's better. So if the game would have been on Wednesday, she would have played. So unfortunately, that's kind of the way it is.
The first play of the second half, was it to get Helena involved? Was there a message, get it to Helena?
Well, just a message for what the areas I thought we could exploit. I thought we did a really good job. We isolated some people. I thought Skylar, Helena did a good job asking them to battle against Jaquay. It's not easy. They're guards. They don't want to be playing in the post against a 6'3", like really good post player. But they were trying. I mean, Skylar's probably never done that in their life, so I'm proud that they were moved around and did some good things that's not easy. And we can't run as much stuff because I can't say, Skylar, learn 10 new plays. I can say, okay, here are the 4 we're going to run when you're playing the 4, or Helena. So, definitely wanted to get Helena involved. We want to kind of make them have to guard us in some action when Helena's at the 4. Their post has to guard a guard. and she's really effective at popping and stuff. But I felt like we didn't do a great job of looking for her in some of those situations, and those are things like the film where we have to learn off of. We have to learn from so we can see what areas we need to get better at. Because right now we're not able to do that in practice because we can't play 39 minutes and turn around practice tomorrow. So that hurts because you need reps. For freshmen and young players, they need the repetition. Like they're not experienced enough to apply something. Now, as Mary can say, oh, I shouldn't have slapped down on some of those. The freshmen need to be put in a situation where I have to go back and do it. Now, as she's done that a lot of times, so that's kind of going to affect us a little bit.
Scrappy play on defense tonight. I think you forced 19 turnovers. Just what's your assessment of the defense?
How many did we have? I felt like we had like 20, but I think we're not good defensively right now. We're just not. We did some good things. We fought. We played hard, but we aren't a good defensive team now. We don't have the personnel to play the way I want to play. But they're trying and they're getting better and they're getting there. So we're going to get better. We're a lot better than we were before. But the areas that we're not good at, we have to improve on those areas. And I think I thought last year was different because some of the players didn't want to play defense. They wanted to just score. They were like, defense, I don't want to play defense. I don't play defense. But this year they want to. But it's just the experience to learn. I mean, think about it. A lot of times tonight we had 3 freshmen. Sometimes we had 3 freshmen and a sophomore, Kaylin, who didn't play a lot last year. So that's 4 players that are on the floor that don't have that experience at this level, the game experience. So it shows at certain times in the games. It shows when you are up, there, like Colorado has a little bit of a lead, and then you don't get that rotation, or you don't get that box out. Like those are the youth things that it comes with experience. You understand those possessions really matter. So.
You suited 7 players tonight.
Yeah, I didn't have a choice. I couldn't suit anymore. I had no.
Yeah, that's all you had. What, if anything, did you learn about the team tonight? And what maybe did they prove about their place in the conference?
I'm proud of them. They prove they have heart. They have, they're cohesive. They're together. They have each other's backs. That they're resilient and they want to do what I ask and they want to do their best. And that's all I can ask for. So I'm not mad about this game. I'm upset. Like I'm disappointed that we didn't win, but like it's not something I'd hang my head over. They're a good team. They're a little better than we are right now. They're a little deeper. They have a little bit more experience. So that's where we're at. But if I can get us to continue to play like this, we're going to win a lot more Pac-12 games. And we can beat a lot of people. And I think we wouldn't have lost the games we lost in the non-conference if we played like this. So I'm proud of what we did. Now it's just being able to shift and, okay, we can't give up 17 offensive rebounds. To lose by 1, giving up 17 offensive rebounds is pretty remarkable. You should lose by, in our conference, you could lose by 30 with doing that. So we have to improve these things. We have to box out better. We have to not have the unnecessary turnovers, not give up those transition buckets that cause us rotation. Then we're vulnerable for rebounds. So it's all correlated, and we just have to get better fast. But we did so many good things. It really makes me optimistic about the future. Because this weekend was going to tell me a lot about where we're at. We're playing 2 really good teams, like 2 teams that can go really deep in the tournament and that could win our conference. So, they didn't come in here and blow us out. We fought, we played possession, we lost by 1 point, and we had a chance to win the game at the end. So that's all I can ask for. But we can do things better where we're not in that situation. We could have maintained that lead. But we could not do silly fouls at the end, not give up the offense or the and one, stuff like that. So it's just a learning experience.
The job they did on Frida 0 for 5 from 3, 2 for 7. I mean, she's an important part of their offense. What did you see that was effective against her?
Well, we were intentional. So one of the keys was finding her in transition. She loves to run up the right side of the floor, not letting her get back cuts, I don't even think we gave her back cuts. We gave everybody else that. But then I think just learning as a team, if you're going to, she's one of their best players, and she makes them go. She spreads the floor. She's a really good player. I love her game. But if you shut her down, you can't then let Smith come in off the bench and dominate us. I mean, she came in 3 for 6, 9 rebounds, 7 points in 19 minutes. She really hurt us. And then we know Sherrod. We know she's really good in transition. We know the key to the game, she's a catalyst on offense and defense for them. We can't let her continuously get layups without any help. We can't do that. So those are things You got to give a little bit more space. And Jada and I talked about that. And we were better in the second half. She's fast, so give her a little bit more space, especially when you're in the backcourt. Don't go for a steal in the backcourt, and then we're 5-on-4 in the front court. So stuff like that. But those are experience things. You learn, and you learn to pop back a little bit more, and trust your teammates are going to help. But just those things. I thought as Mary fought, she was in foul trouble. So it made us sit her. We're not as good when it's Mary's off the floor. We just aren't, because she gives us that athletic, 3-4. They can trap. They can do so many things. She's one of our best rebounders. So her out of the game hurts us bad. So I have to find a way to get her minutes up a little bit. And it's funny because she still played 31 minutes. And let her play because she's aggressive. So she's not as good when she's playing with 4 fouls, because then she can't play the way. Then we have to change our on-ball defense and stuff. But I thought Brea did some good things. I thought Brea had a good game. Brea and Mary have to rebound better. But they were worried about transition, which is okay. But they have to get a little bit better on the boards. But then I thought Kaylin and Helena did a good job of picking up the slack on that. But now it's just, we got to get them at like 5-7. As Mary can average 10 rebounds, and Brea can be at 7. But we have to get that. And we don't have, right now, Brea is our biggest player. Without a sub, I don't think Brea at this level has never played, she played 27 minutes. She's never played this pace in her life for 27 minutes. She's probably played high school games, but it's different because you just sit in the paint on defense. So she did a really good job. Kaylin played 39 minutes. She was cramping. Helena, 39-37. That's a lot with the style that Colorado plays and the style that we play. It's not easy. And then Sky was 3 for 3 off the bench, and she's learning to not have silly turnovers, and she's getting better. She's improving, and she did some amazing things. You saw some of her great athletic drives. So she's another person that's just getting better. So go ahead.
How do you take a game like this against a team that's one of the best in the country, and then turn around and face Utah, which is another team that's great too, and sort of build on this so that, as you always try to coach them to be better every game, right?
Yeah, so I think just letting them understand, yes, we are disappointed, but these are the small things we can do to change that situation. So we're not trying to get the last shot to win. So it's the backdoor cuts in the fourth quarter, being a little bit more disciplined when you get beat once. Don't let a second one happen. Being a little bit better, pressuring the ball. We know they're trying to pound the ball inside because our post players have 4 fouls. So just showing the bright spots and also using the film for teaching. But like I told the team, you never get too high, you never get too low. That's basketball. You're going to miss more shots you're going to make. This is the game we play. So I challenge them that because there's 7 people and because of who we are right now, we're not going to get the multiple repetitions that we would have in the past. Because tomorrow I'd want us to work live, even if it's 15 minutes on some backdoor cuts and for our technique, because we're missing some technique and stuff. But we're not going to do a lot of that right now because they played a lot of minutes, they're going to be sore, we need to recover. So I challenge them on being able to apply what we're going to see and break down film, and being able to apply that with your minds, and then apply that. And that's not easy, but that's where we're at, and that's what we have to do. The positive things about having a short bench and having 7 players is because they're going to get more playing time and they're thrown into the fire, like Skylar, Jada, Brea, and even Kaylin, they're going to get better because they're getting game situations that are hard to simulate in practice. So they're going to improve off of that, just from the game situations, the stress, the having to adjust in difficult situations. So that's going to be a benefit, but that's going to show up later. It may show up in March.
Asked about Utah the other day, so can you give us an idea of what you'll face on Sunday?
Yeah, so Utah is a scoring machine. They're an excellent offensive team that runs a lot of actions, very hard to guard. Their experience, Peely is one of the best posts in the country. She's probably one of the best forwards in the country. Extremely efficient, can play inside, outside. So we have our hands full trying to guard her. But I think, we're good too, and we're doing some good things, and we're playing some good basketball. So I think I would be happy if we had the opportunity to split this weekend. I think if you at least split at home, you try to win all the games at home, obviously, but that's hard. You at least split against really great teams and try to steal 1 or 2 on the road. I think that you're sitting in a good situation for where we are and who we are. So we have to bounce back. We have to watch film, learn. We have to be able to guard Peely and make her guard us. And then we have to do some of the good things we did today, but we have to correct some of the things we didn't do so well today. I would say boxing out, getting over screens. A couple times they made us pay. We went under shooters, and then they hit threes. So those are the mistakes that you can't make, and you can't do it against Utah because they all can shoot it. And, and we're going to have to guard Peely, and that's going to be multiple players. That's going to be sometimes Helena, sometimes Sky, because that's who we have. So they're going to have to eat their Wheaties before Sunday and be ready. But that's why we play the game. It's fun. I told them this is fun. Every weekend we're going to have our hand, like it's just a fun thing. It's like you want to play against the best. You don't want blowouts. You want to try to win games, and every game's tough. And that's why we're in the best conference in the country, and we're 11. That's our last year here. So we're going to enjoy every moment of it. Hopefully I will, but.
What do you think that a game like this says to everybody else and to you about where your program is right now?
We're young, and I think we're showing that regardless of our numbers, our youth, or this, we're still in games. We're still capable of winning games. We're still a really good program that's going to be back to the top, and I'm very confident in that. It may not be this year. It may be, but we're going to win some games we're not supposed to this year. I guarantee that. Are we going to win every game? No. I think. But our freshmen are going to get better, and I think they have great opportunities, and we're going to add some kids in the offseason where we're going to be more complete, and that's what we're going to do. And if we can do that, and we have a really good core that's getting tremendous experience this year, I think the future is very bright. And you're seeing that with UCLA this year. Their freshmen played a lot, and their freshmen are playing at a really high level right now. But right now, I think day-to-day, we'll get ISIS back, so then we have 8. Having 7, 8 is a big difference. But I told them in the thick of things, coaches play 7, 8 players, usually a 7-player rotation. So that's how it is anyways. So it's not that scary. Everybody gets an opportunity. It should be feel good because they all know they're going to play. I think that's not always a bad thing. So I encourage them to be confident in that. And know UConn's won championships like that. Notre Dame has. Like, a lot of teams have won like that. But I love the fact we'll have one more post coming off the bench or starting, whatever. But Isis gives us another body, so it helps us rebound, it helps us with size. So she's really important. Like, this would have been a huge weekend, and she would have been very successful this weekend because of her matching up, her experience, the way she plays defense. So it was really hard. And then Solly's a big loss for us. I mean, Solly is one of our most productive players, so we're hoping we can get her back, but we just don't know. But she is someone, I mean, she would have probably, down this stretch, she would have probably averaged 15 points in Pac-12. She's tough. She's physical. She can play inside and outside for us. She's just finds a way to score. She can defend the physical. She can defend a Peely like. She can defend a Jaquea and a guard. So that was a really big blow that I didn't anticipate, and a tough loss, like a really tough loss. So, but we're sustaining. We're trying. Like, we're there, despite all of that. I mean, just think about our scoring. So with Maya, the loss to Maya, the loss to her, that's like 20 plus points and like 9 rebounds. So we're having to have other people step up, which is okay. Helena stepped up, Rhea stepped up, Jada's really stepped up, but it's that then Isis would have gave us 10 points today. So like the good thing is everybody else is stepping up and doing a little bit more, but it's a long season to manage that, right? So. Well, thanks, you guys.